The snow last week came just in time for the Minnesota United Snowmobilers Association Winter Rendezvous this past weekend. This year's annual meetup took place in Bemidji. And throughout the four-day event, there were hundreds of riders traveling hundreds of miles on their snowmobiles. Our reporter Sydney Dick has more.
With the hum of a four-stroke and the smell of gasoline in the air, the Minnesota United Snowmobilers Association was ready to hit the trails.
Just the freedom of it all. You know, it's a little bit like having a roller coaster at your thumb, you know, so you can have a little fun with it and go for a ride, stop, have some lunch. You know, it's just a social event, basically. A lot of good people here.
The first thing is the camaraderie. Hanging out at events like this, riding with a bunch of people and having a great time. So that's what it's all about.
Across the span of 3 days, a total of between 700 and 800 miles were traveled by snowmobilers from all over the state, representing over 50 snowmobile clubs.
People are kind of all the same once you find something to interest, you know, so they're fun-loving people, like to have a good time. We were laughing quite a bit last night.
And we have so many different varieties of people that snowmobile, from doctors to bankers to lawyers to loggers to retired people, college students, and so on. So you've got all this just mix of demographics coming together in one location. And so this is the stories that are being told.
There's more to this meeting than just catching up and bringing out the sleds. The Rendezvous helps to encourage snowmobilers to take advantage of Minnesota's over 22,000 miles of trails.
So this is a long process. It's a lot of work, and we got a lot of trails, so it takes lots of volunteers.
Tree trim, brush, signage, and then in the wintertime grooming, and you have groomer expenses, you have insurance expenses.
But all the upkeep seems to be worth it if it helps to keep away the wintertime blues.
Come on, Minnesotans, you need to be out, you need to be active, and this is one way that you can do it. No bees, no hornets, none of that stuff. It's just so, the air seems to be cleaner and more clearer, just fresher, I think, in the wintertime.
Reporting from Bemidji, I'm Sydney Dick, Lakeland News.
On top of the hundreds of miles of riding done at the Rendezvous, the over 200 MnUSA members are joined by state legislators and DNR officials every year to discuss trails, funding, and other issues involved in snowmobiling today.
Lakeland News is a nonprofit news organization. Donate to Lakeland PBS today to support your local news team.